We are now live. Well, hello, everybody. I don't know if we've popped up there yet. Let me go ahead and give that a look and see.
Yeah, definitely give it a little bit here. I'm going to go check the channel.
It says live now, and it's got us there. Our faces haven't popped up because there's a lag, right? So
I don't see it yet on YouTube. Give me 1 second. There we are. I don't see it yet on YouTube. Muted. Perfect. Then yeah, we're live. Now let's see how many people join us over here on the YouTubes.
I don't see us broadcasting up there.
What do you mean?
Like when I go to the videos, it has two watching, which are probably you and me. It says live now, but I don't see our faces.
I do. Refresh your page.
Oh, no. I know what I did wrong. I'm just watching the thing. Yeah, but it's live. Okay. Oh, so here we are. We are up there. Yeah. And nobody's here. It's just us.
Yeah. Again, I told you we need to kick this on, give it a little bit.
That's
especially
true.
Since we're just over here on YouTube. Let's
Oh, that's right. Because we did have a lot of people. And you know, it's funny. I would assume that the people who have Facebook have YouTube instead of the other way around, right?
Oh, absolutely. And again, even if you don't need to have like a YouTube account, even if you're not somebody there,
Right.
Anybody knows how to watch YouTube. So
That
maybe not everybody will come chat with us, but being able just to watch for sure.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. And the thing about it is seeing it is strictly in the comments because that's the way we can see who joins us, because we'll know who pops up in the comments, right?
Yeah, exactly. Again, there is a way to see who's in the chat over here. It's me, I'm talking, which is currently still nobody.
Right. That's okay. I mean, again, got to walk before you can run, right?
So did you do anything for 4th of July?
Yes, I did a whole bunch of nothing. Didn't even realize it was 4th of July. Did a little bit of housework. Had one of the contractors over early in the morning. Did about 4 hours of work, and then after that, just hung out, chilled. My wife had to work both jobs, so we didn't know. But no, it was just another day to us. We've gotten past the point of celebrating a whole lot of holidays. How about you?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of holidays I do kind of skip. I like when sat in my garage, like tons of my neighbors were just blowing off what had to have been hundreds of dollars worth of fireworks. So I sat out there for like 45 minutes, just kind of watching stuff. Didn't have anything else better to do, like you said.
Yeah, I didn't see any of the big ones either. Like on the Strip, where you said there was like Red Rock. There were a couple of places where they had.
Red Rock was supposed to have one. Downtown was. I know that what's the new casino that's being built downtown?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember the name of that casino. The one that's supposed to be open next summer. They turned on their big, like 19,000 square foot LED TV that's like built into the side of their West Tower and did a big fireworks display on there.
Oh, yeah. That's at the pool, right? I saw that. Like, is that the one?
It's literally their entire side of their one building.
Yeah.
And then apparently the East Tower is going to have another one as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's going to be kind of bring a whole new flavor to downtown because, when you walk under the Fremont Street experience, it's still a little seedy, kind of,
Definitely better than it used to be.
Oh, yeah.
But
oh, yeah.
It's good to see that they're still growing and working on that side of things.
Yes, they are. They are. And that hotel needed to go. That's the one that had the fried Oreos or Twinkies and stuff like that. One of them did, and had those Chiquita banana girls always out front.
I so rarely have gone out to the Strip or downtown in so long. So, like, I'm sure I have been there, but I don't pay attention to anything that's there.
Oh, yeah. But it's one of those kind of things. Anytime a guest comes to town, they want to go see downtown. You got to go down under the Fremont, watch the light show up top, and see all the crazies vendors and the street performers in the street. I mean, they're just so outrageous. Yeah. Even they're not even performers. A lot of them, they're just people who will have a sign that says, "I need food for weed." So, and there's one guy we saw, he was actually on the Strip. He was over there, where I think it's Harrah's used to be. They used to have like a carnival court there or something where they had bars and like stuff, little shops. Anywhere, he would have people pay $20 to kick him in the crotch.
I mean, if that's what works.
Yeah, I know, right? If that's what does it, that's what does it. Well, we should probably go ahead and just get going and let people know what's going on. Because again, when we record this thing, people just go back and watch it and get their information that way.
Absolutely. It looks like my parents are here. They commented. So if nothing else, my parents will have.
Hey, somebody, there you go. Well, that's good. Well, it's good to see you guys. Thank you for joining us. There's somebody else. Who's Sugar Plum?
And again, since we're not on Facebook, a lot of people are going to have more nickname-based names than actual.
That is true.
So your guess is as good as mine with most people. Watching, if you do say hi, if you want to let us know who you are. Otherwise, we have no clue.
Yes. Oh, there's Flo. We know Flo. Look at that. Flo B.
Again, it depends on the nickname.
Yes. So we can tell who Flo is. Sugar Plum, can you please tell us your name? So we know who you are? Or maybe not. I don't know. But hello, Flo. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. It's good to have you here. And I hope you had a wonderful 4th of July weekend. Safe, of course.
Yeah, I don't think I heard anything too bad around here in Vegas. I know there was a bunch of stuff that happened in a couple of other places, but I think it's pretty safe with what.
Yeah, and I can understand families, because I know several people told me like they had relatives or families over. You trust your family and all that kind of stuff. So things like that, right?
Like firework accident type stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Other people, just like the little explosions that were happening. Somebody burned down like 8 apartments in Chicago or something from a big
fireworks.
Yeah, he had like a big illegal stash of fireworks and it burned down like an entire apartment complex or something stupid. It's like,
wow, God. Yeah. People need to be more careful. This is Rodney. Oh, hello, Rodney. How are you?
See, stuff like that. You'll have no idea.
Yeah.
I have that because, I have my YouTube. I have the Meepleville YouTube and like one other one. So it just depends on which one's signed in. If I ever do go like comment on a live stream, like which one you're gonna get.
Oh, I know. And it was so funny because for the longest time, I didn't realize you could save videos and do stuff. And I would surf YouTube sometimes for like an hour straight, just video to video. And then I started realizing you could save them, but then I forgot which account I saved them under. So, you got to go figure out. And sometimes you save some here in this account and some in the other account. And it's like they're never all in one place. So it just kind of messes you up.
So what are we talking about tonight, Tim?
All right. Well, as you guys can see, so let's just talk about this first of all. This is going to be our new monthly format. We were doing every week specifically to try to stay engaged and active with everybody out there since we were all locked down. But it's been, a month now that we've been actually having people in Meepleville opening up. So it just hasn't been easy for us since sometimes there's both of us there or one of us there, one of us home to actually do the show and be as engaging and put on as good of a product as we want to. So we've decided to just come to a monthly format to do one show. We've put more time and effort into this to try to get more content, more look and stuff like that. And just to make it a better experience for everybody.
Mm-hmm. As people can see, the layout's a little bit different here. I have given Tim full control. So if anything happens tonight,
yes,
that guy. I think he did a really good job. Everything he's shown me so far looks really good. So
there you go.
No longer on me.
Yeah, had to give Grant a break. So anyway, so that's it. And let's tell him what's going on at the store, Grant, about wearing a mask and all that kind of stuff.
We're definitely following the governor's orders that the mask is now required 100% of the time. So when we first opened up, we did try to do a thing where masks were required, but once you sat down, you could kind of take it off. But even that, it's better to be safe than sorry. So we're going to continue to just have to be 100% of the time with the masks. Now, obviously, people are coming in for food and drink. when you're doing that, you just got to be kind of responsible and respectful. So yeah, if you're eating, drinking something, for sure, you can take it off and then just try to be able to put it back on as quickly as possible. That makes sense. Like, honestly, when I'm there at work, I have it on almost the entire time. So if I sit there and take a drink or something, I just pull my mask aside, take a drink, put it right back on. So we're doing what we can. We haven't really had any issues, which is good. I think Nevada, for the most part, people understand, and we want to try to keep those numbers down and all that. I know I saw one report where numbers elsewhere weren't great. We don't want to be a part of that. So we're on the fully in compliant. I hope everybody sticks with it. We want people to still come out. We still want people to support us, to come have some fun, but be safe about it. And there's just only so many things you can go do that falls into those type of categories. So
no, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's one of those kind of things, again, we are just going with the data, the science, the CDC recommendations, what is just being said. And with that being said, we may even actually have to come back, hopefully not, but if things keep going in the wrong direction, we may have to do that and pull back. And again, it's one of those kind of things like Grant said, for all of you people out there who are working in whatever situation, you have to wear your mask for long periods of time. Yeah, every now and then take a break. Just lower the mask so below your nose, for 10 to 15 minutes to kind of just, get some fresh air or whatever and put it back up. But you should definitely leave your mouth covered all the time, absolutely. But every now and then you might just need a little break for your nose. So
I saw one other thing that I'll just mention really quick. If you ever see the masks that have the little like plastic vent on the side, those are really bad for COVID. Those do not help at all. So the whole point of us wearing the mask is to stop our egress of stuff coming out. And the way those little plastic things work is that when you're breathing in, it's supposed to kind of like let air go in, but when you breathe out, that it opens it back up. And so that's actually not helpful for containing anything, if anybody has any of those.
Right. So yeah. So just get the standard regular masks and try to do your best there. So what else? So we're doing memberships again. Now I know this is kind of a weird thing, right? Because first of all, we're only at 5 days. We're not the full 7 days yet. And I don't know about you, Grant, but I really don't see us going, the full 7 days for quite a while.
Yeah, we have plenty of slow nights. So again, we want people to come in. We want the people to be there to get to enjoy themselves. So if you did have a membership in the past and you think you're going to want to come back out regularly, that option is still available. We did have a handful of people that paid for extended memberships, and I'm going to continue to just add months on. So even if you didn't come in June, I'm just going to give you another month going forward. Anybody that has an existing membership out there that needs to do something else, just contact me directly. We'll figure something out. Nobody's reached out to me, so I don't think it's been too big of an issue. But we'll make sure the people that did support us, that did help us with those type of things, we're going to give that right back to people going forward.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing about it is, since the daily membership or daily fee, however you want to call it, is $10 a person now, at $25 a month, it's even a better value, because if you just come once a week, or even if you come twice, it almost pays for itself. So it's even if it's limited, it's still definitely worth it. And at the end of the day, you're helping us too. So
absolutely. So membership's good there.
Yep.
And then going forward here in July, I know we have a couple of different groups we had talked about previously. I think we finally have some that are ready to start up here. So I know last Thursday, we finally added in Pinochle. I know my parents are watching and they're big Pinochle players. So Pinochle is going to join Euchre on Thursday night. And now I do believe both of those people do play for money. That's not, Meepleville doesn't charge directly for any of that. That's their individual groups that do that. But if you're looking for either Euchre or Pinochle, we have that available on Thursday night now. Pinochle starts at 6 and Euchre starts at 7.
That is correct. And just to be clear, Pinochle is double deck Pinochle, which is it's Pinochle, but it is a different game.
For sure, yeah. Me and my parents never played double deck. Like that's when we had those other like the Tuesday night cards going there for a little while, and some of the other Pinochle players that came in. We were like, I mean, obviously it's still based on a lot of the same stuff. We just didn't know the exact rules.
Right. Kind of but that's what all the hardcore people play. So yeah, it's a very lovely group. Good people. They know each other. We have a lot of crossover. Some of them are bridge players. Some of them are spades players. They said they knew each other. That's how they heard of Meepleville. And So yeah, we have one group in the upper area, one group in the lower area, and it's great on Thursday nights.
Yep.
And then coming up this Tuesday, we will be having the Las Vegas Backgammon group for the first time to come and check us out. Now, again, when they come and play, and they are fully aware because we have the tables, they have to wear their masks the whole time, and to give that a shot and see how that goes. They've been looking forward to that for a long time. And it's going to be slow at first. All these groups are very slow, very low numbers, but that's even better because, again, with our number count, with the regulations, we can't be that high anyway. So,
yeah. And then we were going to add bridge, and that's still going to be a thing that happens, but they are going to wait a little bit longer. Because again, a lot of these groups that we're talking about now are older groups. So bridge is on hold for the immediate. I don't think we have any kind of ETA on that for sure, but they'll still be there once they feel more comfortable and Nevada gets their numbers back in line, I'm sure.
Correct. At the very earliest would be August, but probably that's even too earlier, probably even later. And bridge will be 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 12:30 to 3:30. That's when they'll be holding their duplicate bridge sessions. Fully sanctioned club. You'll get your ACBL points. They have directors. It is the real deal, real legit deal. So if you know anybody, you yourself, or if you know anybody who does play bridge, this is a legitimate bridge club. This is actually the combination of Las Vegas Bridge World, which is the largest bridge club in Las Vegas, and Spring Mountain Bridge Club have both combined because both of them kind of with the COVID situation, with the leases, and they decided to, shut the doors, and they both decided to come here and join up and hold their sessions at Meepleville. So it's a great thing for Meepleville, and it's also a great thing for the bridge community here in Vegas. So remember that.
And that's the same thing with the Pinochle and Backgammon. Those are the official clubs from in town, correct?
Backgammon is. Pinochle, I'm not sure. Pinochle, I think, is a different one. There was another one that I had tried to get, and it could be. But yeah, definitely this is the Las Vegas Backgammon Group and is the official one. And Bridge also. Las Vegas Bridge World and Spring Mountain Bridge Club both came there too. And the Spades group that we do on Friday is kind of ours, right? Wouldn't you say, more or less, a Meepleville kind of group of club? Very lovely people. We only get maybe 7, 8, 9 at the most, but really nice, really fun. And they'll be coming back too soon, hopefully on Friday nights is when they play.
Perfect. Sorry, give me 1 minute, Tim. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem. So yeah, so those are the kind of groups we're coming in. And as we've said before, those really help sustain us get through. Because these are groups who show up each and every week, and with their members, it is that constant kind of revenue, and also when they eat, when they the food and beverage, when they buy that too. So that really helps as well, and hopefully it'll bring new people in. For all of you who've ever wanted to maybe start to play backgammon, bridge, euchre, pinochle, spades, learn any of these things, this is a great way for you to start getting involved. And also, I always thought it'd be a cool thing because these are some of the ideas I've had years ago when I wanted to open up, this whole kind of concept. I always think it's so cool for, say, a grandmother, because the bridge people are usually generally older. Don't mean to be, sticking out one particular group, but to go and say play bridge and then bring her grandson who can come and play, Cards Against Humanity or some silly game or whatever. But it'd just be nice for multi-generations like that to be able to come to the same venue and both have fun doing either the same or different things. So that's what I'm really proud of and really happy that Meepleville is able to do.
Oh, 100%. And we see that all the time, even when we don't have those specific type of groups. Just board gaming in general is kind of that whole big anybody.
Oh, yes.
So
yeah, that's one of the things, kind of stories I tell that I really like. I mean, I've actually seen it, and I'm sure you have too, where we have 3 generations at one table, playing like Camel Up or some silly game where you have the grandparents, parents, and kids all at the same table. And it's so good because nowadays, especially with video, and social media and all that kind of stuff, families don't do a whole lot like we used to, so.
Yeah, because back in the day, you had your really hard war game type war gamers. Kids weren't going to enjoy that. The kids had their Milton Bradley type silly games, and adults weren't going to enjoy that. But
right,
what board gaming has evolved into and what the hobby is nowadays is just so different than it was back then. It's
True.
Really a lot easier to be experienced by everybody and together.
Yeah, but again, Grant, I'm not just talking about gaming. I'm just talking about life, right? Because when I was younger, TV dinners weren't that old, so it's one of those kind of things where eating in front of the TV was a newer concept because, people did every night sit around the kitchen table and eat together as a family. I don't think a whole lot of people do that much anymore, though. You know,
I mean, with how old you are, Tim, like the TV had to have just been invented, so it's real new.
So yeah, so no, I mean, just doing things together as a family is something that's just not as common as much anymore. I'm not saying people don't, but you know, back in the day when we didn't have a whole lot, there wasn't the internet, video games, all that kind of stuff. You know, we did a lot more with the family because didn't have a lot of other stuff. So let me see what else. Oh, military.
Yep. So we are our previous military appreciation day was the last Sunday of every month. And then I did notice that we are closed on Sundays. And so I last minute kind of changed it there on during the end of June. And we did have like at least one group come in. But we are going to try to continue to support that. So currently it is still the last Saturday of every month. And we might expand that or do more with it just to continue to encourage that type of crowd to come in, enjoy something, get a break from what they're doing as well.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And we're also going to do other things. We're going to add in weeks or different kind of times where, you know, to mix it up a little bit, because we know people in the military have different schedules. So we just don't want to limit it to one day, because if you don't happen to be off that day, you may never have the opportunity to come. So we're just going to make sure we rotate it up and do different events, because we definitely like to honor our servicemen and women to make sure they can come in and, you know, just a little bit we can give back to them.
For sure. And so just watch our Facebook. When we do change that information anyway, we'll be sure to keep it updated on there. Yes.
Now, Corey, I think I told him the wrong date, so I need to get back to him. But Corey, our trivia master at Meepleville, will be doing a Twitch trivia contest. You might want to tell them a little bit more about that, Grant.
So Twitch streaming, if anybody's not aware, is exactly like the YouTube or the Facebook streaming that we've done. Twitch.tv is just another platform that's very popular for streamers. And so Corey has put together, he's doing all the question himself. He has a big like Google Doc for how you're going to submit your answers, but he's going to put on a trivia contest live over Twitch. So you'll join the stream at his appropriate time. And then he's going to run a whole like trivia contest. I would assume probably like around an hour or so. I don't know exactly how many questions he's planning out.
Right.
And then on our side, Meepleville will kind of contribute some like free guest passes for the winners, maybe the top couple of places. And then Corey himself is going to donate $50 of his own money to the winner's charity of choice. So there's no money to be won here. So we don't really want to worry about people like trying to cheat in a live stream type thing. Right. It's just something for people. You want to enjoy some trivia, come out and have some fun, and you know, be able to stay at home and do something. So Corey just likes doing trivia in general. Again, we don't know the date was the 19th. That was a Sunday was the date that he had told me. So we are going to shoot for Sunday, July 19th. I don't have a time, and I don't have his actual. This is going to probably be on Corey's Twitch channel, so it won't be on a Meepleville channel on Twitch. But I will put that information again, both in this YouTube video and over on Facebook, once I have the time fully locked in and his Twitch channel locked in.
Yes. And well, again, like Grant said, we'll make sure we put it up on any Meepleville channel, so that way you guys will know about it, have the link, have access, and that way you can go and enjoy it.
Yep. And I don't know if he's doing any kind of special theming or if this is just going to be general trivia. He didn't mention anything to me, so I'm going to assume it's just general trivia. But I know we have a lot of people that like doing it, and I'm sure, I don't know how many places in town are still actively doing trivia nights, but hopefully the people that do enjoy that will come participate and have some fun.
Yes. So here is something really good that I think people will be happy about. We have a sale, a big sale coming up in July. And, you know, to be perfectly honest, we kind of need this. We could use this for a couple of reasons. Of course, we could use the income, but we also need to clear out some stuff too, because since everybody's in different times now, financially or whatever, of course, the sales haven't been like they used to. I don't know if a lot of people have disposable income like they used to. So we just need to pare down our inventory. So we do need to sell a lot of games, clear the shelves, and really just pare down our stock.
Yep. And so kind of the details behind that, how we're going to do this. We're going to try to really push the online side of this. And by online, I don't mean like ordering online and us shipping it to you type of thing, but similar to how we did our curbside pickup while we were open during lockdown. So we will actually let the sale start on Tuesday. Ooh, what was my date there? Did I write it down?
Correct. July 28th.
July 28th, Tuesday, July 28th at noon. So any email we receive at sales@meepleville.com starting July 28th at noon, you can request your games on there. Again, you can look at our full inventory. I'm going to put the link up over on YouTube right now. You can also get to the link of our inventory from our Facebook page and clicking shop now. So if it shows on this Google Doc that we have something in stock, that means we should have it in store. So you send us an email requesting what you want. I'm going to immediately send you back an invoice to pay. If you pay and lock that in, that game's yours. We'll hold it for curbside type pickup whenever you're ready to come get it that following week. So you don't have to come right away on Tuesday. And doing it that way is going to get you a 30% off discount unless there's games that we can't have follow that MAP policy. But for the most part, we're going to try to do 30% on all the stuff that we can.
Right. And again, folks,
games over $20. That's kind of the smaller box stuff. There's just not enough in there. So our sales are always for stuff over $20, but the MSRP price is listed on that Google Doc, so you'll know exactly where the stuff falls.
Correct. And one of the reasons for us doing it this way is, of course, what's going on right now, right? Because we want to try to make it as easy for you as possible, which it is by just following the link. You can shop, ahead of time, pay, lock the game in. It'll be all set. You can see the inventory, what we have and don't. But it'll also make sure that we're not overcrowded in the store. Because if we were only doing it at our physical location, we would have to limit it to X amount of people in. We'd have to keep people outside, wait. So wherever people are, whether waiting outside or inside, it's just not going to be necessarily a healthy environment for anybody. So this way, you all can have access to the sale essentially at the same time or earlier than others, and you can get the deals you want.
Yeah, because like some of our Black Friday sales, the store just gets packed.
Yes.
Our retail space isn't massive. We try to cram a bunch of games in there, but
yeah.
And to that end, so in store on the Saturday, August 1st, we will still run a 25% off in store. So we'll still try to do a in-store sale. And we'll obviously watch our numbers of people coming in. If we do get too crowded, we will try to hold it down, but hopefully doing it this online way will minimize that to a degree so that we don't run into those huge crowd issues like Tim was just talking about.
Yes, also, yeah, absolutely. And while you're in there, there's some really kind of hot games that we wanted to talk about a little bit that I think both Grant and I are in agreement with these games that you might want to make sure you pick up because we kind of, essentially put the Meepleville stamp on these.
100%.
These are all good, solid games. So let's start from the Crew, and we'll go that way. So go ahead, Grant.
I mean, we've talked about this both on our live stream numerous times at this point. If you watch any review site, I've seen a bunch of different reviews up. The Crew is still a fantastic game, especially at its price point. Is a cheap, fun, trick-taking, cooperative card game. Hits all the right notes. I don't think I've ever... If you are into those type of games, you absolutely will love this game type of thing. Maybe if you hate trick-taking games, maybe you won't like this one. But for anybody that likes trick-taking games or anybody that's never played one and just wants an introduction to it, because it's just such a good steps you into the process of what you need to do and how you need to go about winning tricks in different orders in different ways. Like that ramp up is just so nice in this game.
It is. And plus the small size, the small number of components, the small deck of cards, it's just a great game to carry with you in your backpack when you're traveling, in a briefcase or whatever. But it's just something you can always have, break out and play. Yeah, like total thumbs up, 2 thumbs up, 100%, whatever, 10 out of 10, whatever kind of recommendation positive you want to put on the Crew, it's there for me as well.
Yep. Next over, we have Point Salad there. Point Salad is still just such a great, quick little filler game. It's so easy to play. It's so quick to teach. Literally, you just throw that down the table, you shuffle the cards, you set them up, you start playing. You can have anybody playing this in about 2 minutes. And then it's just a fun, enjoyable, different little set collecting type card game.
Yeah, and this is one of those. This is a game again. Why I just so enjoy it. Where you could play 5, 6 games in an hour or something. The games are just so quick. They're so fun. They're so good. You just want to play and play and play and play and play. And before you know it, you've played 5, 6, 7, 8 games because it's just a good, solid. Again, stamp of approval, Meepleville on there. I think it's only $20 too, right, Grant? Maybe $24.99 or something. It's
on the cheaper side.
It is.
Next over there, Tim probably hasn't had a chance to try this one yet.
I have
don't
not,
think he
no.
played the base game. Cosmic Encounters Duel. Anybody that's familiar with Cosmic Encounters, it took that format of ridiculous asymmetrical alien powers and negotiation and distilled it into a 2-player game. Like, when I heard about this, I had no clue how they were going to make that work, and I think they nailed it. I took it home as soon as we got it, played it that night with my roommates. I had a ton of fun with this. If you like the original Cosmic Encounters experience, you will love this game. Now, for people that aren't familiar with it, so somebody like Tim, I will definitely say it's one of those kind of nonsensical things. Things can get a little silly at times. So like, while you have a strategy, while you're trying to plan your tactics and the card that you're going to use, some of the alien powers are just silly. There's these little envoy allies that can greatly change stuff. But that's why you play to enjoy that game, is knowing that type of stuff exists. So if that stuff bothers you, obviously it won't be a game for you, but it's a lot of the same stuff from the big box game. So if you are familiar with it and don't mind a little bit of nonsense that's going to change up your strategy and planning, this is a fantastic 2-player. This immediately is in my top 5 for 2-player games, 100%.
And what's the learning curve entry into it?
For me, that's really hard from my side of it, because I learn and play so many. For me, stuff just clicks. If you're familiar with the base game, there's a lot of similar type things there. If you've never played it at all, I don't think it's too terribly complicated. There might be a handful of things that, like, what are they referring to? I think there was maybe one thing in the rule book that I was like, what is this? Like, it didn't click for me right away, and I had to go dig through the rule book, and I eventually found it. I was like, oh, it works like this. I think that had to do with like when you can discard your hand, or when you draw a new hand. It's normally when you're out of cards. There was like one minor little thing in the rule book that wasn't super clear to me, and then I found it. So
okay, all right, good.
Oh,
Next up, we have Isle of Cats. Now, again, this is one I highly recommend. Number one, if you really, really like the polyominoes, which are the Tetrisy pieces like Ubongo or Patchwork, Feast for Odin, any of those games like that use that, this has that in it. It has cats if you're a cat lover. It has secret objectives. It has drafting. It is just such a good game, whether you're playing with 2, 3, or 4. I haven't played the 5 or 6. I personally think you get up in those counts, might bog down a little bit.
Everything I've seen personally, and everybody that I've seen play at the higher player counts, it definitely is a little bit of a detraction from the game. Like, the game is so nice because it's so smooth and plays so well at those player counts.
Right.
5 and 6 stretches it a little beyond that point of what's fun, of like waiting and the decision making that goes into it. I just don't think it's not one of those games that more people add anything meaningful to the game. Some games it really does. More players is absolutely adds that meaningful interaction. This one, I really didn't feel that or seen that from people. So maybe not a huge recommendation at 5 or 6, but at 4 or less, it's real good.
Really, really good game. So definitely recommend that. This one's definitely 20% off, so you can definitely get save money there. And then last but not least, certainly last but not least, is Wingspan. This game has won pretty much every single major award out there this past year. It is very, very accessible. You may be thinking, what do I want to play a game of birds for? But it's just such a fantastic game. It just is just a good game.
It's just so replayable. That massive deck of birds, since every single one of them have something slightly different on it, you'll never play the same 2 games kind of thing. And yeah, it really just has that entry level accessibility that just makes it so nice. It's 4 things to do. So you set up the game, they're like, this is it. This is all you can do. And there's like, that's it. And you're like, yep. And then they start getting into it and you're like, oh, but this can combo with this and this can do this.
That's right.
Like, yep. You got to play and all that out.
And it's funny because whenever I'm teaching people, you're right. There's 4 things you can do. Any question you're about to ask me, it can be answered with one of the 4 things you can do. And I've had people look at me. So how do I get more eggs? Really? Like, it's right. Any question you have, it's just right there. You can only do more.
Yeah, and just to let people know, we did just get these back in stock. I posted a video about it. Yep. So we have a lot of these sitting there. People constantly were coming in and asking for it just throughout all of this year and last year. People asked about this all the time. It's gone through numerous reprints. So a new printing just happened. We have these ready to go in the store. We'll see how many of these we actually get rid of before we do that big sale in July. But if there's any left, they'll definitely still be there.
That's right. So make sure you have a chance, if they're available, which I'm sure they will, pick one of these up during the sale. You'll be happy with any of the games here that we highly recommend.
Yeah. Nothing disappointing on there.
That's right. So now let's talk a little bit about YouTube, what we're doing here. So as you see, we have moved from Facebook Live over here to YouTube. We're not quite sure whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, since this is the first time we're doing it. So we'll have to see. But we have a lot of other things happening on YouTube as well.
Yeah, so kind of the reason why we're focusing on the live stream over here on YouTube this time is because we're going to try to start doing very regular set video shows. And so by that, I mean, we have 3 different ones kind of in the works that we're going to film and get up. We have a couple of them done already. We'll pick set days and we'll kind of do regular video updates. This way, again, just kind of like how the Wednesday streaming didn't always work well for us. Now we can kind of film stuff when we have time, get a bunch of them done, and then start putting those up. So the 3 different kind of shows that we have coming up here. The first one, and I have 2 of this series up currently, and we'll see how many more I can get up, is going to be Grant's Come and Play. So that's literally me taking a game that I think is both fun to play, is at Meepleville. I'm going to give you a quick little review/overview. I'm not going to go into a game too deeply because the whole point of this is I think it's a great game for you to come into Meepleville to learn and play, to have me personally teach it for you. Like whether you go watch a review or even to learn to play, sometimes they don't answer everything fully or you still kind of have questions. But the games that like I truly know, like the reason why I'm there at Meepleville helping people out are going to be these type of games. So I'm going to really showcase something that's super fun and interesting that you can show up. If I'm there, yeah, I'm going to throw it on the table and I can just immediately get you going with a really fun game. So I'm going to try to showcase more of those on that type of channel regularly.
Yeah. One of the other ones that I will be doing specifically will be entitled Meepleville Meets. And what that will be is interviewing people in the industry. I've already done 3, where I'm just waiting to edit them a little bit, get the little intro and all that kind of stuff. I've got a really big one tomorrow night that I'm really excited about to do. So by the end of this week, I'll definitely have 4, and then we'll start putting those up as well. I have some others scheduled. I've got some more calls out, emails and stuff, waiting to hear back from people. So that's just a way to learn about people in the industry, whether they're designers, publishers, just gamers, content creators, anybody in the industry. I'm just going to try to reach out, get interviews, and just have a chance to meet them.
Mm-hmm. And then last one, we have already put up one video of this, and that's our Yay or No Way series, where kind of me and Tim kind of take a point counterpoint stance on different games. We try never to we're not trying to be rude or negative towards any games. There's just always pros and cons, different types of gamers, and we try to look at those different views of why you might be into a game or why you might kind of be turned off by a game. And so we're going to continue doing those. So I believe Agricola is currently up, and we have a couple other in the works that we will get shot and start doing. So that's what we're going to really focus on over here on the YouTube side of things.
Right. And like Grant said, hopefully we'll have those out soon, get those going up. So please, if you could, make sure you subscribe. If you're watching to our channel right now, if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. And please just go ahead and recommend us. It doesn't really hurt to subscribe. Just click the button, whether you watch anything or not at us. Those numbers are metrics that YouTube uses. So the more numbers we have, the better metrics it'll have and the better things that we can do also. So every little bit helps.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So what else? Oh, so here, what we have, we're just going to be talking about a little bit about what we have going on in the industry now. So since COVID-19 has struck and a lot of cons have been canceled, and we were so fortunate, right, Grant? Weren't we talking about this the other day, how we had kind of we just hit that window like right at the right time.
Fortunate both in the fact that we got to attend and enjoy both of the conventions that we went to.
Yep.
And that I don't think I heard of any big major reports of anything that they weren't hot spots for spreading anything, considering the timing of when they happened.
Yeah, so just to let you guys know the timing so we had Dice Tower West, which was like February 26th to March 1st. We had about 1,800 people there with the attendees, the vendors, volunteers, all that kind of stuff. And then I and Dave, who I run Dice Tower West with, we flew to Colorado, got a collection of games, drove back, And while we were driving back, Grant had flown up to Reno to Gamma. The next day after I got back to Vegas, I flew up to join him at Reno and Gamma, and we were up there with about 900 people at another convention. We got back on the 14th, 15th, something like that, which was a Saturday, Sunday. 16th, I think it was, or something like that was the Monday. And then the March 17th was when we closed. Yeah. So it was like right before that, we were just exposed to thousands of people. We're in big groups and all that kind of stuff. Luckily, nothing got sick. Nothing happened. We were all healthy and safe. And yeah, so.
I remember one of the few things that I heard from Gamma that was negative is that like that Sunday night, there was whatever type of members dinner for everybody. And they had brought on this big motivational speaker to talk about retail selling. And he had all these goofy things to like do this and like make paper airplanes and throw them. And then one of them was grab this balloon, have everybody blow up balloons and then shoot them off up into the air. And people are like, hey guy, there's a big respiratory virus going around. Maybe don't have 900 people breathe into a balloon and then shoot them off above everybody.
Exactly.
So that was fun.
Yes. But also real quick, I just wanted to bring up here. Let me see. So Rodney said Will Wheaton would be cool to interview. And yes, absolutely he would be. I don't know if I can get in touch with him.
He came out here for, what was that tournament thing that they used to do?
Oh, yeah. Unrivaled.
They tried to get this big board game tournament series going, and like they got him for the spokesperson of that out here in Vegas, and that just was a very poorly ran event that didn't go anywhere after all the money they dumped into it.
Yeah, no, it was the other way around. It was a very well run event. It just never happened again. Like, the one they did.
I remember why it didn't happen. I just remember that didn't come through.
But we were there. I was the official library. Meepleville was the official library. I was there, renting out games, letting people play. So that was kind of nice. But yeah, so no, it would be good if we can get Will Wheaton. So hopefully we could.
Somebody else had just mentioned that he's now the spokesperson for bicycle games. So if anybody doesn't know, Bicycle Cards has branched out into board games. Definitely way more on the party side from all the ones that I've seen. But he's like the official spokesperson over there. So
that is true. That is true. Yeah. So getting back to the virtual cons. So as we were talking about, and I think Gamma was kind of, I'm pretty sure that was the last board gaming convention, at least here in America, that kicked off, that went on. So just about 2 weeks ago, they had the combined Dice Tower BGG virtual con. And from all accounts, it was fantastic. Had about 2,000 people, I hear, attendees. They played games, had panels, seminars, a whole bunch of stuff, I guess, and it was very successful. And then immediately following that, the Dice Tower had their Summer Spectacular, which necessarily wasn't a con. It was just more of an event where they had, panels. Actually, I was on a panel one of the nights. They had guests. They had live plays and stuff. But it seems like this may be a thing moving towards the future because I know that Shucks, which is the Shut Up and Sit Down convention, they're going virtual. BGG is going virtual. Gen Con's going virtual. So all of the major conventions, at least for the rest of the year, as I can see now, have decided to go virtual. Yeah,
for 2020 for sure. I don't know what Gen Con's big plan is. I'm sure they're going to do a similar thing. I just don't think I've seen any official announcement on it.
Oh, yeah, no, Gen Con has their stuff out. They've already
I just haven't looked into it.
Yeah, I've actually been asked to be on a panel. I'm still debating whether to do that for. So, but that'll be kind of cool.
What else you got to do, Tim? Around down here. I think you'll find the time.
Yeah, so much stuff.
And then hopefully, maybe by next year we get some vaccine type stuff going, and in-person conventions or a mixture thereof are going to be more feasible. So we'll see how next year plays. It's just one of those things. Even 6 months is so far off in this climate. With how things could go, like that's the scary part. Like things could be infinitely better, or they could be infinitely worse.
Yes. And yeah, trust me, I'm nervous. I'm real nervous about Dice Tower West, which doesn't start until like March 6th or something. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I'm still nervous about that. Whether we're going to be able to kick that off, so we'll see.
Yeah. All right, Tim. So it wouldn't be a board game show without doing some type of top 3 list.
Yes. So here we go. This show, we have decided to do our top 3 game mechanics. Top 3 game mechanics. So, unfortunately, the way I have this, they're both going to come up at the same time. Our number, what's that?
I said the reveal. Oh no.
The reveal. Oh no. Yes, I know.
It won't
So
be
let me make sure I have this. So number 3. Yay! There we go. So I guess I'll start first, Grant, right? Since I'm on the left side, go left to right. So my number 3 top mechanic, or number 3 top mechanic, is what I call imperfect cooperative. Now, the general concept of cooperative games is you all play together to beat the game, of course. However, games like Pandemic, Castle Panic, Forbidden Island, those kind of things, they have 100% revealed information. Everything you can possibly do, see, or know is exposed, is out on the table. My problem with that is there is going to be a proper move or the most optimal move. Now, it may be my turn. I don't see it. Grant's sitting here playing with me. Should he say something or not? Now, he could not say something.
But that's just Grant.
Right. He could not say something, but know what? Now what's going to happen is he's not having a good time because he knows that I'm going to be making the not optimal play or wrong play. So it's I just don't like it. I just don't like, because you have the potential for the alpha player, somebody who can figure it out. I just may not see it. And they know, oh yeah, if you do that, that's the best move. You do that next turn. Oh yeah, and you should do that and do that. So when it's their turn, you do it. What's wrong with that? That's what they do. So that's why I don't like fully cooperative. Imperfect cooperative games would be Hanabi, The Game, The Mind. There's probably others. I can't think of offhand.
Fuji.
Oh, great example. Fuji. You're actually behind a screen. Yes. So games like that, I absolutely love. And the reason is because it's so nice to see, like in a game like Hanabi, where you're sitting there saying, you know what? I know what I'm doing is correct. I hope they get what I'm doing. I hope they understand it. Let's see if they're on my page, if they're going to do the same thing. And if they do it, it's reciprocal. I know what they're doing. I understand it. I get it. Boom. You know what I mean? So to me, I just really, really like that feeling. So imperfect cooperative is my number 3.
Over here for me, I love auction bidding type mechanics. So games that auction bidding would have in, I just wrote a couple down here. Games like QE that came out last year, Stockpile, Modern Art, anywhere where you get into like, you're the one that has control, like who bids what amount, how much something gets put into it. You're dictating the pace of that game, how fast the game is going to go. It's direct player interaction. The group of people sitting there dictates those games. And I just love that dynamic of having that type of control over those type of games. So super love that.
Yes.
Too specific with those.
All right. Very good. All right. So now we'll move on to number 2. So here we go. My number 2, as you can see, is worker placement with dice. Now, what I mean by worker placement with dice, a couple of games I can think of are Rajas of the Ganges, Marco Polo. What are some other ones I had offhand? But anyway, Castles of Burgundy, not necessarily worker placement, but anyway. So I like games like that where you have to use your dice and they go in spots or they act as the worker placement, because the dice give a little bit of randomness, because you may, when you roll, or however the numbers or the pips are allocated, you may not get exactly what you need. So it does make the strategy of placing your dice how and where a little bit different. But it seems like those games to me fit a particular niche. As I mentioned, the Marco Polo, Castles of Burgundy, Raj of the Ganges. I just like that, where it's taken just the plain worker placement, but added the dice into it, and it lets you use it that way. So worker placement with dice is my number 2.
Very good. Over here, I've got deduction, logic, puzzle solving. I kind of grouped all of those together. And this does kind of overall concept to a couple of different games. The big ones are like the Unlock series. those are basically your escape room in a box. I like that style of, again, it's just you trying to figure out a puzzle. I grew up just loving logic puzzles, whether they're just in a book or something. And so once I've gotten to experience them more in the board game side of things, I just love when that mechanic comes up. So almost some of the social deduction games, not all of them fall into that as much, but things like Deception, Murder in Hong Kong, where I literally tell people it's kind of like adult Clue, that you're like, you have all the different little clues out there and you have somebody giving you the information and you just need to mentally put that together. And so I just love that, jumping through hoops, getting to really think out and have that thoughtful side to a game instead of just the fun randomness side of a board game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. A lot of good stuff to add there. And last but not least, our number ones for board game mechanics. Here we go. Worker placement for me. Now, this is different, and I'm going to go ahead and explain why. So with worker placement, as you know, like I just said, my number 2 was dice worker placement. This is a straight worker placement. Anachrony, Agricola, and on and on and on. I mean, just worker placement games where you take your worker and you put them in a spot to get wood, to get ore, to do this action or whatever. And once you go there, other people can't go there. Russian railroads. I love worker placement. It's just, I like how when you do the worker placements where people may take spots that you can't go. So it's a constant changing of strategy, perhaps, because, at the end of one turn, before the next turn, you could have in your mind, I want to do that. I need to go there to get that, to do that, boom, boom, have your whole plan laid out. You're third. First player goes, takes your spot. Second player goes, takes another spot. Now what do? You have to readjust. Oh, it's just so fascinating. And on the reverse, it's just as good when you get to do that too. When man, I'm going to go there because I need it, or I may not. I don't know. But however, when I do go there, it's really going to kind of mess up their game because they really wanted that spot. So it's just so nice, so delicious that to capture that one spot, that one area, and you are the one who gets it for that round. So worker placements are my number one by far.
Tim's just a mean person. I just heard. You just
okay.
enjoy it.
You want to say? I didn't say all the time. Sometimes it's good.
And mine over here, player interaction. It doesn't matter the game. I play board games to play with other people. I always tell people I'm not a fan. Like I probably don't have favorite board games nearly as much as I have like people that I enjoy playing with, or that you can give me a group of people and I can find a game that will be fun with that group of people interacting together. Because this can run the board of different style games. Like Innis is one of my favorite games, and that's kind of like an area control game with drafting, but how you're drafting cards from other people, dealing with the area control, fighting on the map. Troyes or Trois, that's a pure Euro style game, but it's the same thing. You have your workers in the different buildings and you can knock people kind of out of there, and then you can buy their dice and it's kind of forced on them and they have no choice in the matter. So like you have to worry about what other people are going to do with your things. Cosmic Encounters, like I mentioned earlier, that entire game is just negotiation and silliness, where you could be playing with 5 people and 4 people literally just decide to be like, hey, you guys all want to win together, and that one guy loses. And that happens because you guys talked it out and like had that negotiation happen. So games that really encourage and foster that, the player interaction side, are the ones that I truly just love to play and have fun with other people. That's why I play board games.
Oh, of course. I mean, I'm with you there too. Of course, the people you play with, I would dare say anybody would think that's probably their number one, right? I mean, or it should be, right? Because you just enjoy interacting with people. If you don't know them, it's just fun being with people interacting. But then, of course, you do want to play the games you love.
The reason I mentioned it is because, again, the opposite is true. As I have mentioned, the games that I greatly dislike are the ones that are so barren or so few with it. And again, even like a lot of worker placement, that, yeah, like blocking somebody is kind of an interaction. And like I mentioned, Troy's is more blocking necessarily than player interaction. But like those don't quite hit it nearly as much for me as the actual like having to do something with another person directly, like the negotiating, the talking, the whatever. Like if in a worker placement game you had to like talk out and make a deal with another person of like, okay, you can only go here if we agree on it or something like that. Like that would already make that a more interesting mechanic for me.
Right, I would agree.
So, like, the extra little above and beyond. It's not just other people, but truly the real interaction part of it is what does it for me.
Right. And then we have somebody who joined us, Wilt Pool. I don't know who that is. Again, with YouTube and people's usernames, you might want to say your real name. They said huh? It could be. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry if it is. It could be. I'm just saying I don't know you, Wilt.
Everybody in the world.
I'm sure there's a very small pool watching us, Grant. So I can kind of almost safely assume I would know most of the people who are watching us. Maybe I don't. I don't know. But anyway, Wilt says that they like that too. It can be frustrating when people when they block you, but when you get to do it, it is fun. I mean, come on.
It's the constant back and forth, though. Like, so I have the unfortunateness, especially with my roommates, that there's three of us, and we will just play spiteful and like, oh, I blocked you. Well, then you're gonna block me, and it's just the two people just start attacking each other for no reason. And it's like, well, we know that guy's gonna win, but you started this, so I'm gonna end it, and we both just lose.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of both. So anyway, folks, there are our top 3 game mechanics. Let us know what you think. You can go ahead and send your comments, do it in the chat. We can talk about different things you guys might like to. But we could also respond to you later. So just go ahead and let us know your thoughts.
Yeah. Leave a comment down below. That's what they do on the YouTubes.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so what we're going to do now is this is something that I think since now our show is going to a monthly format, we can make sure that we give you different information each and every time we are doing the show. This is like a cross promotion. This is to help other people, content creators, reviewers, whatever they do in the media/press field in the board gaming industry. And we're just going to give some shout outs and show you some of our friends, some people we know, what they're doing, and some channels you may want to check out, because a lot of times BGG, which is great, the Dice Tower, which is great, they are like the two, right? And a lot of times it's all people go to and don't realize that there is a lot of other people out there that can give you some great content, great information that you just might want to go ahead and check out too. So now we're going to go ahead and show you some of them.
Yeah. So first up over here, we have Our Family Plays Games. These guys were just on Good Morning America. They got features on there. This goes back to what you were saying earlier, Tim, of like a family really just being together and doing something together as a family, which is fantastic. I know you got a chance to speak with him a little bit more. This is the Fitch family. Is that correct?
Correct. And they are actually one of the interviews I did, like Grant said. Yes.
Very nice. And so this is their YouTube channel. Their son, who's also named Grant, so huge shout out to that guy. He does all their like video editing and then runs their channel here with putting up videos. But they have a ton of stuff of, again, inviting you into their house to sit down, watch them play a game, do reviews of games, ton of content, just a ton of just very good people doing cool stuff with board games, which is fantastic to see.
Yes, they are very lovely people. I had a wonderful interview with them. I can't wait till I get that all finished to go ahead and show you to that too. But one of the big things also that they wanted to share to let people know about is about bringing diversity into gaming, letting other people know who look like me, who look like them, that there are people like us who do play games as well. Because as you guys see, generally, there's not a whole lot of necessarily diversity or color in gaming. So it's fantastic that both Mick and Starla have had this out as sort of like their mission to do that. And it's really a good thing because, my mother did this for her entire life, worked at universities as far as diversity in the departments and stuff like that. And everything is better with diversity, whether it's diversity of thought, diversity of culture, diversity of knowledge, diversity of looks, diversity of anything. It's just so good. So it's really good that they do this and bring a new flavor and a new look to board gaming.
Mm-hmm. Moving right along with the same kind of inclusion, over here we have the Girls Game Shelf. Now they did a panel for us at Dice Tower West.
They did, yes.
because that's where I had first come across them. I didn't really even know who they were there. I kind of helped them like set up a bunch of video equipment without really know who I was dealing with. But since then, like I've gotten to sit there and talk. Like I know I've seen Monique. She was up at Gamma right after, so I said hi to her again. Same thing. These guys do YouTube videos. They do a bunch of Twitch streaming. And this is just way more the female side, because as much as me and Tim can say we like games, there's plenty of other people here that also do the exact same thing. Is that Crystal there? Am I crazy?
Where?
Right there. Is that Crystal? I have no idea.
No, it's not.
It looks like Crystal always has those goofy backgrounds.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so this is their website. They have a ton of stuff on here. All of these links, by the way, I'm going to put down in the YouTube comment afterwards. So feel free to go check these guys out. They have a ton of good content up for what they do.
Yes, they do. And again, just like I said with Our Family Plays Games, it's also nice to have a girl-centric point of view, or out to other women in the industry so they can see people who look like them, may think like them, have the same likes or issues or whatever. But it's just, again, it's diversity is fantastic. So go ahead, check them out. It's just another great thing to look at in the gaming content.
Next over here, we have Board Game Gumbo. So BJ happened to be in our store. I don't remember what day he came in. He was on a big hiking trip with some buddies. He said they had gone up through like Zion and a couple other places, and they just happened to pass through Vegas. And anytime that he's in a new city, he goes and checks out the best board game thing, which obviously our store comes up as #1 here in Las Vegas, which is thanks to all of you guys, by the way.
Yes, absolutely.
So he just has a ton of podcasts. He's had a ton of people in the industry on his show. So he's up to episode 109. So this is just another just great podcast type site. So a big shout out to him. Hopefully we can maybe try to do the same thing, get on his show at some point. But just he's been doing this for a very long time here. This goes all the way back to January 2016. So he's been at this for a number of years doing reviews.
And he was a fantastic guy. Grant got to speak to him for a whole long time because I came in later that day, so I only got to meet him for a little bit. Really nice guy. Hopefully he's going to have Grant and I on the show, and we can reciprocate, have him on our show as well. But again, it's good to see that within the gaming community, regardless of whether you're doing the same thing, like say you're both content creators, you're both reviewers, or whatever it is, there's still this such of a camaraderie. Because we're all in it together. We're all in it because we love the same thing. We love playing games. So it's just so nice to see how people are nice to us. We're nice to them. It's just such a fantastic community. And we really appreciate the fact that, when he was in Vegas, he took the time to stop by and see us in Meepleville.
Yep. Big shout out to him. This next one, Tim, you know more about than I do. So what's Eric playing?
So what's Eric playing? This is Eric Yurko. I talked to him. Hopefully I'll get to do a Meepleville Meets with him as well. He has done quite a bit of these reviews. Now, one of the things that, I don't know if it really bothers him, but he said it's a little, different, is because a lot of people are into video now. His are all written. So if you like to read, if you're a reader, because some people digest information better reading than they do with video, right? And his are all written, but they're very, like, he tells you how many times he played, shows you the components. They're just so good. I mean, really, really good. He has put a lot of time and effort in each and every review. So if you're sometimes tired of a talking head, which we are right now, right? You just don't want to hear people talk. If you just want a little bit more peaceful way, I guess, because reading a book is peaceful, right? But if you just want to digest it that way, I highly, highly, highly recommend what Eric's playing. They are really, really fantastically laid out, well done reviews.
Yeah, just scrolling through this first one here, that if he's done almost 650 of these and they all have this type of content behind them, that's a fantastic way to really get in there and do reviews for sure.
Yeah, they're just so
one of those people. I don't want to sit there and just listen. Like, a lot of times I do just kind of want to zone out and just read something at my own pace instead of a video where I have to really focus on. So I do definitely appreciate this side of things.
Yeah, it's really good. So please go check out what Eric's been playing.
And then last up here, we've had him on the show before. I'm going to continue to give shout outs here to Ruel Gaviola. Here's his Facebook page. Go like him on Facebook. He posts all his stuff. So he streams every night with his family, and he posts what they're playing that night. I watched this Adventureland stream because I really like that game. Just a great guy. He was doing some other panel stuff for some of the other virtual cons that happened recently too. Just a really cool guy. Hopefully we can have him on the show again. And then he also happened to send us a quick little video shout out here that we're going to play for you now.
All right.
Hi, Meepleville friends and family. My name's Ruel Gaviola. I'm a writer, podcaster, and live streamer based here in Southern California. But whenever I'm in Las Vegas, I visit Meepleville Cafe. Since the stay-at-home order came down in California, my family and I have been playing different board games on our Twitch channel every weeknight at 7:30 p.m. I wanted to highlight 3 games that we really enjoyed during our live streams. The first is an expansion to Bargain Quest called Bargain Quest Sunk Costs. This game will be coming out soon from Renegade Game Studios, and it adds new monsters, new heroes, new items, and this really cool new drafting style during the supply phase. So instead of normally drafting cards with your opponents, these supply ships come in and they give you extra powers and abilities, and you're still drafting, but it's in a different way, and it's really cool. We're really enjoying it. The next game that we've really enjoyed recently is Telestrations Upside Drawn. This is from the op, and it's based on the very popular party game Telestrations. What we loved about this version of Telestrations is that one player who knows the word is going to guide the piece of paper that another player is actually drawing on. So it's almost like this cooperative experience, but it doesn't sound like it would work. It totally works. It's so much fun. I would highly recommend checking that out. When my family and I live streamed Telestrations Upside Drawn, we had a great time with it. So one of us would hold the pen, one of us would guide the paper, and then everyone in our chat would try to guess what we were drawing. And it was so much fun. It's a game that you could totally play over Zoom or Skype with your friends and family as you practice physical distancing. And the last game I wanted to highlight today is The Castles of Burgundy. Yeah, this is a modern classic from Stefan Feld. And I was excited because this is one of my favorite games, but my family has never played it. And one night, Lauren and I, we decided to play a 2-player version on our live stream, and it went great. We actually played with a house rule that I like to use. It's where in the 2-player game, normally you would take off tiles from all the different depots, so you have a limited selection. I just threw them all there like it's a 4-player game. It gives you a lot more choice, so it's not really like hate drafting anymore like in the typical 2-player game. You could totally change it up to just put the 3 players tiles out, or I like to put all 4 players because it really does give you a lot of choices and you don't feel as constricted. Maybe, I don't know, I've played a bunch of times like that. I've always enjoyed it. It might be, I don't know, some players might say it's too easy that way, but you could always, scale it down to the way you want to play. Either it's a typical 2-player game with limited tiles or expand them out. Either way, it's a fantastic game. I highly recommend it. So those are 3 games that my family and I have really enjoyed playing on our live streams, and we'd love it if you came over and hung out with us sometime. Find us on Twitch at Ruel Gaviola. That's RuelGaviola. Okay, Meepleville, that's it for now. Until next time, please stay safe, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other. I want to shout out to Tim and Grant and the whole staff over there at Meepleville Cafe for providing a place for community that are full of awesome people and gamers. And I know we're going through some rough times right now, but we're going to get through this together. All right, take care now. Bye. Hi, Meepleville friends and family.
All right, that was great. And you know what, Grant? I need to give you a shout out because I think this is the first time you said his name right.
Probably. I get there eventually. It takes me a bit.
Yes.
Real bad with words.
Yeah. So there you go. Those are some of our friends in the industry who do content, reviewers, as you saw with Our Family Plays Games, content creators and reviewers like, Eric Yurko. We had the Gumbo podcast. Ruel does a little bit of everything, content creation, review. So please check out all these people. Grant, how are they going to get this information?
Once this video is up on YouTube, I'm going to go in and edit the description, and I'm going to put links directly to all the ones that you can see that were over here. So they will all be down in the description of the live stream video on YouTube after it's actually up, which I think it goes up immediately as soon as we're done streaming, but we'll have the links over there for sure.
Right. So there you go, folks. Those are, again, like I said, please go check those out. And the Girls Game Shelf, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention them too. Please go check them out and say hi, look at their stuff, like their pages, subscribe to them, do all that kind of stuff, because it all just helps all of us together.
Yep. We're all in this together. That literally applies to everything, not just our industry, but just people in general. So whatever we can do for everybody else.
Yep, there you go. So, folks, I really hope you enjoyed our new format. This is how Grant and I will be doing it monthly. I was actually happy with this, Grant. I think it was more of what we were doing in the beginning, which is a little bit more of a polished product instead of being rushed when we were open and one of us were in different places. So I really do like this. And I think as we grow, as we get a little bit better, we'll be able to get more guests, maybe sending in videos, doing content and stuff like that. And again, just because we are doing it live today, it will be available for you to watch whenever.
Did you have an overlay for where they can find us at, in case they're not aware and just happen to randomly be here checking out our video, Tim?
I'm not quite sure what you mean. Let me see.
Facebook link or anything?
Oh, I don't think I do. I thought you were the one in charge of all the links.
You almost nailed this. Switch back to my screen share.
There you go. Okay. Yes, you were the one with the links.
This is Meepleville on Facebook. Check us out there. It's literally facebook.com/Meepleville for anybody that doesn't know.
Yeah.
We post all of our main store stuff, so we let people know when we're going live. When we have our new stock come in, so we have new inventory, we try to put up videos of that coming in, keep all our hours and pricing and stuff for our locals. So yeah, go check us out on there as well. Anybody that's just stopping by and doesn't know who we are.
Right. Yep. So we got that. Instagram, again, is a little lackadaisical.
We'll get there eventually.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually. We need to put that up. But yeah, so please follow us on Facebook, YouTube, all that kind of stuff. And thank you so much for joining us. Flo, as always, Alan and Cheryl, Rodney, whoever else was here. Wilt, I think. Was it Wilt? Yes. You too. Yeah. So everybody who joined us, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And stay safe. Be nice to each other. And we will see you next month.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right. Bye, everybody.